God, it's mean all the time.
You mean? Y'all see we live and how mean he is. Look at him drinking, making all that noise. What's up? We are live. What's up, everybody? We alive. We alive. I know we probably won't get a lot of people on because the Kentucky and game is on, and then the Arkansas and but the Arkansas and Auburn game is getting ready to start right now. So I know everybody will be tuning into that. I thought it was Auburn and Arkansas or whoever. It don't matter. And Alabama. Okay, Alabama. So I figured everybody would be tuning into that to see whether or not what Arkansas does against Alabama. I thought it was Auburn, but okay. I guess Alabama. Okay. And so we're on. My name is Coach Terri Bryant. If you're new and haven't tuned in, I'm a football coach. This gentleman made me a football coach. He's my husband, and we coach together at Crawford Middle School here in Lexington, Kentucky. Our son plays football at the University of Kentucky. He's a starting safety, number 14, Ty Bryant. We have a daughter that works in higher education. She's in her doctorate program at the University, at Governor State University in south of Chicago. And we're proud of our children. And today we have a special guest that's going to be coming on that is really, really great with collaboration. So we're going to talk about collaboration with other people. But before he comes on,
okay,
Coach Bryant, what you got? What you got, Coach Bryant?
I've got two things I wanted to talk about real fast. The first one is the Super Bowl halftime thing. Have y'all checked y'all's phone or how many people? I'm just saying.
I have never seen
so
many diverse people copy
that.
Yes,
I haven't either.
But there were so many people that had said it was the worst show ever. But there's more people that have mimicked.
Okay, but it can't be the worst show ever. We had the second highest view behind Michael Jackson.
I thought it was the highest over Michael Jackson.
Oh, was it over Mike?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm still keeping Mike up there. Mike was the man.
Like he exceeded even Mike. So. It was the best. So it was good, but that's a good analogy, Coach Bryant.
Hey, all I know is me personally, I have not seen that, and But
you're right. Every time you look up, somebody has recreated. There's even some African kids.
Yes, that was doing. Well, the best one I liked. I was watching the Facebook, and it was like. It's white family, and it was like 9 of the kids was all sitting there, and they had their Chiefs on and their Eagles on, and then the halftime came and they were showing them, and all the kids was all sitting there, and the grandparents was behind them, and the aunties and everybody, and all of a sudden they're looking, going, okay. And all of a sudden, the kids all started doing like this, singing the song.
My bad, I haven't shared this. Let me go share that. But keep going, Coach Bryant. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh! That right there, I said that's open-minded.
Yeah.
That means you're now getting people to be open-minded about a subject, and everything that he did had a meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'm not at that age to understand all this meaning, so I had to look it up because I don't get it out because I don't spend my time doing that. But I thought it was pretty good because I wanted to watch it to see if he sung it.
Because you want to see if he was going to sing "Not Like Us."
Not like us, because when I first heard the song, I didn't really listen to the words. The beat was tight.
Yeah.
His flow was tight.
I'll be honest. I did not know who he was.
All the songs he sang,
I didn't know he sung them. But once I heard the songs, I was like, oh.
I did too.
I didn't know he sung.
I didn't know he sung those songs.
Because I had no idea who he was.
Oh my God.
Until I heard the songs.
Yes.
So.
No, and I didn't know
I had no idea that he sung them, and I didn't know who Kendrick Lamar was. I just knew the songs or had heard the songs on the radio or had heard the songs from when someone had used the song in a TikTok video or something like that.
Yeah, and I knew who he was. I've heard of him. When you're coaching around young people, I've heard of him. But I didn't know he sung this song. I mean, because he's been in the industry for a long time.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah. He didn't just jump in this industry, and I told you earlier today, it sort of cracked me up a little bit. I said I haven't heard another diss song so bad except when Ice Cube did NWA. Vaseline. Yeah. You know, it was like, please be quiet. I'm done. So that was pretty cool. So, alrighty.
And so, can I add you to this? Let me see.
Can you add me to this?
I don't know if I can add you to a live.
I can't be alive.
I don't know how to tag you.
All right. Well, if you don't know how to do it, I don't know nothing to tell you.
Okay. Can you share it from your phone to your page? Go to my page and then share it to your page.
Okay.
Because for some reason it won't let me share it to yours. I don't know if it'll let you.
All right. Well, go ahead.
So anyway, okay. So what I want to talk about is, they increased the salary cap for the NFL.
And that affects only.
Who's that affect?
It only affects the top guys getting paid.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why, restructuring their contracts is so big.
Yeah.
Mahomes
is getting his
Brady has done it, but Brady still made enough money where he can buy a team in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's majority owner or part owner, but I mean, to have that much money, he can call himself owner. Is Serena Williams still owning?
Yes, Miami.
Okay, I didn't.
Her and her sister. Yes,
they are part owners of that.
I just saw something not too long ago, and they were showing the minority owners of the teams, and they were still showing that Venus and Serena still have ownership in the Miami Dolphins. And so I was glad to see that. And so, hey, Auntie Mary, she said, "Hey, niece, I'm here with you tonight. Much love to you and nephew." Yes, thank you for your support. I appreciate you. Love you.
Okay, hold on. We're trying to.
It should already be live. It's not.
I don't see you. This is your page.
Right. I'm not understanding why it's not already showing live.
I don't know either.
That's you and your phone.
How's it my phone?
Because you don't have an Android instead of an iPhone, and I have no idea how to use.
Oh, well, you still got to go to your page.
Right, but that's my page. But I went to my page and it's on there, and it's not showing. Okay, go to Hits and Heels.
All right, maybe it could be your page, your phone.
Okay, so go to Hits and Heels.
So, but
anyway, go to the Hits and Heels page and then share it to your page.
There we go.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway, so there it is right there. Anyway, so I was watching The Unrivaled, and The Unrivaled, there it is.
All right. See how I got it.
Nafresia Collier won.
It did it. My phone did.
No, I had to go. It wasn't on my page. I had to go a roundabout way in order to do it because he's still team Android and I'm team iPhone. Both children are team iPhone, right. And so he's the only one that's out of the. I don't know. That's not in the group. So our family group text just be off the chain because he's the only one with the Android. Anyway, so
all right, now we got that out.
Anyway, I know what I want to talk about. So, our boy Lavelle Martin is actually on the show right now, and they're talking about the Sweet 16. So we don't talk about it. So y'all can just go to Lavelle Martin's page and hear about the pics about the Sweet 16 that's coming up. I don't know if he's doing the girls, but both the Sweet 16s here in the state of Kentucky are getting ready to come up, and you can go to his page and find out about that. But he made a great comment today on social media where there is no hitting facility at Frederick Douglass.
Oh, let's get down
to this. All the other schools have a hitting facility. But I know for a fact that Frederick Douglass is the only school that has 2 gyms, and none of the other schools have 2 gyms. So where do we balance the level of equity?
Jones.
Hey, Matt Jones.
What's up?
So where do we balance that level of equity And how do we get that caught? How do we get that caught up? And how do we have a sensible conversation without getting all, mad about it?
Well, first and foremost, let's clarify what a team fundraised and got the hidden facility.
Right.
It wasn't Fayette County. Fayette County did not give that to us.
Right.
Meaning other schools. Because when we first started out doing that, and when Coach Chandler came over to Bryant Station, when I came with him in baseball back in the day, we didn't have lights. So we had to fundraise to get lights. We had to fundraise to get the hitting facility. Fayette County school system didn't build the hitting facility or get the lights. They didn't do on the girls or the boys.
Okay, so when they built the school, they didn't build those because they didn't get those for the other schools.
I don't know.
Or did they build them? Or did they build that for?
The way I'm saying it is the way it was when they built Bryant Station. Bryant Station did not have a hitting facility. Okay, fundraising got the hitting facility. When they built the baseball field, which was part of the school, we didn't have lights.
Okay.
We had to fundraise.
The new school or the old school?
Either one of them, babe. I mean, you're trying to help them out here. And I'm not going to let you do that because that's not the facts. The facts is that the fundraising got done. Coach Chandler and the coaches before him tried to save money at Bryant Station to build. Once we got our poles in at Bryant Station, okay, we couldn't put our poles up until the ladies got the same thing because of Title IX, which was fine.
Okay.
So how many days did we spend at bingo?
Yeah, Bat Jones just said that. He said that y'all work bingo Friday nights until 4 a.m. to have light.
Oh my God! Yes, and he played. He was a heck of a player.
He said it was always work bingo and that cigarette smoking at
Yes, yeah, that's what before cigarettes.
That was when cigarettes was still
oh
legal.
My God, yes, and so people sacrifice to get that.
I get it.
Okay, people sacrifice to get that, and then everybody's always saying, "Why don't this? Why don't that?" So the bottom line is, it comes down to the simple concept: if you want something, go out and get it. And real quickly, and we got a guest that's about to come on. How you doing, man? And but with that said, is real quickly, right? Is very important in Fayette County. Is again, the fundraising, the boosters, and people say, well, get a booster. But here's the thing about getting boosters, that when you get that, they don't have no money. They still got to go out and find money and get people to donate money to the school to get what you want. Okay. I mean, you go to the middle school, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I always have to go out and get money to get new shoulder pads that we got.
Yes.
To get, certain things that we got to have. And so I get very passionate about when somebody said a person didn't get, when Dunbar first started, did Dunbar have a football field?
Y'all went 2 years without a football field.
We was always on the road. So the same thing. So
okay, and I think the point that Lavelle made was that the Booster Club has raised the money, but Fayette County won't approve them to get it built, and I don't understand that part.
I don't understand that.
That's the part that's not making sense.
Oh, well, that needs to be put out there first, because I didn't know that the Fayette County.
He said that they raised the money.
But do they have a hidden facility for the ladies, or are they going to make it for both?
I think they're going to make it for where both of them can use it.
Yeah, because the ladies the softball team's got to be able.
And I think that's what they're doing, is they're making it so that the ladies will be able to use it as well.
Right, because in the beginning, before Henry Clay built theirs, the locker room, they used Henry Clay's baseball used the hitting facility. The ladies did, and then eventually it got built for them at Henry Clay. So
okay. Well, I'm ready to bring our guests on. You ready?
Well, it's your show. I'm a guest. I'm a guest too, Coach. I'm a guest too. She can mute me real fast.
What's going on? Hold on, Coach. Let me see how I got you. There you are. Let me see.
Hey, if you ever watch, she always have her hand on the button in case I say something wrong. She'll hit the button on me. So
I understand.
So what's up, everybody? So this is Coach Ryan Montgomery, and I have a story to tell before we bring his. He is a coach. Coach, you still coaching at Where you still coaching at? Are you still coaching?
I took last season off,
okay.
and I'm back.
Okay, but he is the director at Building Lives Through Sports Network. And how he and I met is he was hosting a showcase here in Lexington, and he allowed me to come on as a coach. And I was the only female coach that was there. Yeah. It was held at the indoor facility. Here it snowed, and he allowed me to kind of help out and allowed me to kind of, be on the field and be around it. And then I've been at a couple that he's hosted at Kentucky State as well. And I appreciate you. I just appreciate allowing me to be in those spaces as a female football coach, because I know that it's not really, I know there's a lot of people that still don't want women in those spaces. So, and I get it. But I appreciate you for allowing me to be in those spaces. And now, guess what he's done? He has set up our first girls flag football camp here in the state of Kentucky.
And I will tell you, that is fantastic, because I know the wife is trying to get this to be something in a league in this area. And that is huge. And then guys, that's a beautiful conversation piece to come and watch your lady after football. I'm just telling you right there, that's a great conversation piece.
I like that segue. I like that segue.
All right, Coach. So tell us more about you.
So just a quick intro, man. And first of all, definitely want to give you guys thanks and appreciate you guys for allowing me to come on here tonight. And just, I guess, share my story about myself and share some information about Building Lives Through Sports, what we have going on. But quick and simple, Ryan Montgomery, Director of Partnerships and Operations for Building Lives Through Sports Network. Building Lives Through Sports Network is an international nonprofit. We help bring things to life, plain and simple. We help the young people pretty much find their pathway, whether it's 4-year, 2-year, trade school, military or Job Corps. So what we do is we try to collaborate with different organizations, school districts, companies, or whatever the case might be, and just put together different platforms and create different avenues for young people to actually see that better is possible, basically. And so with the Bluegrass Showcase this year, well, actually, I'll start with this. So this is our 6th or 7th year having a Bluegrass Showcase at Kentucky State University. It first started at Fern Creek, when I first started coaching at Fern Creek. Partner of mine, basically a big brother of mine, Curtis Blackwell out of Detroit, Michigan, for Sound Mind, Sound Body, gave me a phone call and said, hey, we're on our spring break trip, and we want to come down there and have a little fun while we're on our trip. And I'm like, okay, what you want me for? And he's like, let's put together a camp for some kids. Okay, no problem. It was supposed to be a one-time thing. Really, really it was. But we brought it again the next year. We actually had that King Louis. But the crazy thing about it is we had that King Louis during COVID. We were the only football camp in the United States of America that happened. And so we live streamed our camp for every college in the country to watch and evaluate different student athletes. It was kind of cool. Obviously it was a little difficult, but it was kind of cool. Then the following year, with God's grace and a couple of blessings, we moved to Kentucky State University, and it was incredible. You have almost 300 something young men out there from across the country. Really, it was incredible. So each year, we try to. And I'm gonna say I'm gonna name the crew. And I know they don't like it, but it is what it is. But each year, what we try to do is we try to find a way to make the event bigger and better. Because a football camp is gonna all be a football camp. You're gonna go out there, you're gonna do drills, then you're gonna go home. Well, there's always an educational piece that's missing. There's always an involvement from the community piece that's missing. That'll help the young people really understand what the game of football or being a student athlete at the next level is about anyway. And so what we do is we try to incorporate that each and every time and make it bigger and bigger and bigger. So with the help of Dewana Garrett, who actually runs Unity Cheer in Louisville, Kentucky. We created the platform for cheerleaders. So we created a cheerleading camp. And then with Miss Terri Bryant calling me, texting, and everything like that. No, truth be told, with her vision, her idea, and everything like that, just asking and asking and asking to see what we could do. Um, this year we're gonna have the first, girls football flag camp, girls flag football camp at K State. Um, and it's actually a cool thing because I go home to Northeast Ohio and they're already doing it. The high schools up there are already playing girls flag and they have tournaments and everything like that. It's already in the high schools and it's a really, really big deal. They got a state title and the whole 9 yards. And to selfishly, for Build Live through sports and the different groups that we are working with, for us to be the first to actually plant this seed in the state of Kentucky is kind of dope. Like seriously, kind of dope. And so kudos to Miss Bryant, and so everybody understands this. And I'm gonna do this because I'm before we get too much into it. It's not a one-man band. I know everybody sees Ryan Montgomery on Twitter and Facebook and everything like that, but I'm about to name the people that actually help make the event go. So I've already named DeWanna Garrett, who runs the actual cheerleading portion of it. I've already named Miss Terri Bryant, who is one of the people that will help this year run the girls flag. But there's also a young lady by the name of, I think her name is Kiva Thomas, that Carlos Collins introduced me to. So she's going to help out with that as well, as far as getting the college coaches to come and stuff like that. And I got a secret that nobody knows, but I'm going to tell everybody in a second about the girls flag in college. Hold that. But you also have Carlos Collins, who's a part of the Perfection Academy based out of Louisville, Kentucky. He's the brains behind the football camp. You have George Bryant, who's the head football coach at W. Du Bois Academy. He's also the brains behind the football camp. Then you have Bryson Johnson, who is an assistant football coach at Atherton High School, but he also runs 828 Apparel. So the gear the young men and young women wear, that's who creates it. We don't outsource anything outside of whatever the case may be. Everything's in house. So shouts out to those guys. And then when it comes down to the brains of making sure everybody is checked in the right way, and all that stuff like that, you have Kimberly Collins and you have her sister Tasha Collins. You know what I'm saying? So what people see on the front end is not it. It's not it. Like it's 15 to 20 people that actually run this camp and make it run smoothly. So I have to always give shouts out to them and give thanks to everybody that volunteers before and after. So everyone understand that, hey, look, as it goes, we go. So yeah.
Okay, I guess my thing on this, because most of the high schools here in Lexington, Kentucky, they do inside their high school powder puff. And then I know that if you go on UK's campus, there's some organized flag football for the young ladies, and I know that you're all trying to make it bigger, to make it more national, make it more organized, because I remember our daughter playing. Mm-hmm. I remember her playing, and some athletes, and gives them an opportunity and to get a chance to another way to get to college. Is that what y'all looking at?
So that's the thing. Well, I'm glad you said that, gave that segue. So truth be told, and Kiva and Carlos, they've been working together on making sure that the numbers are what they are. But I think there's like 30-something colleges in the U.S. that scholarship young ladies for flag football. So
and we have 2 in Kentucky.
You got 2 in Kentucky. And so this is the thing, though. This is what nobody understands, nobody knows. So college girls flag, their season is during the spring. All right. So it runs, I think March is when it begins. Maybe February, maybe late February, early March is when it starts, and it goes until May, I think. The blessing about our camp this year is that is a bye week for every single school that plays that plays girls flag. So as of today, we have about 20-something universities that are committed to come watch these young ladies participate in the girls flag.
I love it.
They're going to come from Georgia, Kansas, Kentucky, Ohio,
Florida, Texas.
You know what I'm saying? So you these young ladies will not only just be able to participate in the camp and get the fundamental skills, they're going to also have the opportunity to maybe potentially earn a scholarship. And also the thing that we're excited about is the only Division I school in the country that offers scholarships as far as girls flag is Alabama State. And so being an HBCU grad, that's heartwarming because everybody else gets the pub about D1 and so on and so forth. But Alabama State is the first one to do it, and we're working on them being there as well. And so it's not going to be just a situation of the young ladies coming out there and getting a T-shirt and then going home. They're going to get the same exact. I'm not going to say treatment. I don't want to say like that. They're going to get the same exact opportunities and platforms that young men are going to get as far as being evaluated by the recruiting services, being evaluated by the college coaches. And we're going to have a special guest come down too. I'm not allowed to say it yet, but there's going to be a special guest, special guests, I should say, that are committed to come to the event as well to pretty much see how we do it and either collaborate with us to put it on for them or them do it themselves or whatever. So it's not just a boring weekend to come out there and get sweaty and go home. Like, no, this event is gonna have a purpose to it, as it always has.
Wow.
Well, I know Coach Bryant had asked what were the two colleges here in Kentucky.
Right.
And it's Campbellsville and Lindsey Wilson.
Okay. And I guess we want to do it again. We're not ending this with you by no means, please. But again, tell people again when, where this is, because the more people hear it and they truly process. Because a lot of times when a big events like this, word of mouth is huge.
Yes, sir.
Word of mouth. So again, where are you doing the camp? And again, the date, and we'll do that again before we end this.
Absolutely, no problem. So the camp is going to be March 22nd. It's a Saturday, March 22nd at Kentucky State University, and it runs differently. So we're going to have the cheerleaders going to have their own session, and then the girls flag going to have their own session. Then the boys football going to have their own session. So for us, if you want to put it that way, it's going to be a long day, but everybody's going to have their pocket, if you want to put that, of time to where they can come in and do their thing. Along with that, we also have the event what's called What's Next After High School, which is geared towards non-student athletes. So whether they're in Fayette County or Jefferson County or in Ohio or whatever, we are going to basically blend our campus tours and our Kentucky State University presentation to adhere to anybody and everybody that wants to come on campus and learn about Kentucky State University or just learn about the college application process in general. Because that's one piece that most young people don't understand is, and I say it to anybody, getting into college is easy, you know what I'm saying? But staying is hard. But the main thing about it is you have to learn how to get into college and what it takes to be a student in college first. Forget athletics. What do you need to do? What does the university provide? Do they have study tables and stuff like that? So we're going to open that up to anybody and everybody, and they're going to have an opportunity. There's three campus tours and 3 presentations and all that stuff. I'll share information with all that stuff, but we're, like I said before, we're going to continue to try to make this event bigger and better, not just for the young people, but for Kentucky State University and for the families, because everybody thinks they know until it comes down to that time to where you need to know, and you don't know anything.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So we have not only Kentucky State coming to speak on behalf of Kentucky State, but we also have people coming in and talk about the NIL. We got people coming in talking about health and wellness, mental health and wellness. We have all kind of people coming in and like giving a 5 or 10 minute speech just to chit chat about who they are, what they provide before the young people go and showcase the skills. So, we're excited about it. We're excited about it as always.
I'm excited too. The women from the Derby City Dynamite were scheduled to have a scrimmage, but it's got canceled. So I'm hoping that they'll be able to come in to help with some of the drills so that they can see some of the women that are actually participating in tackle football. I'm hoping that they'll be there as well.
That'd be nice. I like that. But and I'll say this to anybody: if you want to volunteer, if you want to get involved, there is no closed door. You know what I'm saying? We don't close the door to anybody that wants to volunteer. It's all love. You know what I'm saying? We've done this for the past few years, whatnot, and we've always tried to turn it into like a big giant family reunion. Because the young people need to see who's backing them and supporting their dreams and their goals. And so, if you want to be involved, if you want to be a volunteer, if you want to learn more about filling out this, whatever the case might be, we could definitely get that information to whomever. Because I tell anybody this event right here will only get bigger as we keep moving forward and how many people get involved. Because it can't run with just us. I just named 6, 7 people. Like, come on now.
Yeah, and you need at least 20 or 30
exactly.
or more.
You've been there, you know what I'm saying, when we've had more than enough, and you've been there when we had
helping to sign people in and trying to get everybody organized. Yes, and it's overwhelming when it's only just a couple of people. Yes.
Well, and that's usually, let's be real, in the United States of America, everybody wants this, that, and that, but they don't want to put effort into getting it. So I commend you and my wife and everybody behind this, because to bring to my light, because sometimes I'm like this. Right? I know this, and she knows this, and when she's talking to me, I think sometimes Terri thinks I'm not listening. I am listening. It's just that I haven't thought about it. Like what y'all doing, there's a lot of people that hasn't thought about it, and then also they go, huh, and then the next thing you know, they're running with you. Yeah. So
well, and that's how the conversation started. I think I was on my way from a game, from our St. Louis game, and I just called you, and I was like, "This is what I." I talked his ear off.
Yeah.
Yes, about how can we do a camp with girls for flag?
It was a no-brainer. And the only thing I told her was, if you can find the help and everything like that, it's a no-brainer, because at the end of the day, we want to do something to get the young people off the streets. You know what I'm saying? So whatever can be brought to the table to get these young people active and off the streets or off the couch, or get the phones out of their hands. If someone has an initiative or someone has an idea and they just don't know how to put it on paper or how to present it, that's what we come into play. Because we have a lot of different platforms throughout the United States. We do things in Detroit. We do things in Atlanta, we do things in Tennessee, we do things in Virginia, and so on and so forth. Even though we're not boots on the ground in those particular places, we get the phone calls, we get the emails, and we have the Zoom calls and stuff like that. So it's pretty much no stone is unturned in regard to what we can offer. And it's not like we want our brand to be a part of it. It's just more so about like, if you have an idea, pitch it to us. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how to make it work, pitch it to us. And by the end of the day, if it's meant to be, it'll be. But we don't 9 times out of 10, if you give us a challenge, like doing a girl's flag, I'm all for it. Because all I did was go home. Honestly, all I did was go
for yourself. Yeah.
And just watch and like, okay, it's not that big of a deal. It's easy. And so when I returned back to Kentucky, I pretty much called and said, like, hey, as long as you can help us find volunteers to be involved, it's a no-brainer. We already have some odd, 400, 500 young people on campus to participate in this event from cheerleading to football. So it's another 200. You know what I mean? That's what it should be. And then as we continue to grow in regard to the informationals and the seminars, stuff like that, now you're talking about 800, 900 young people, maybe even 1,000 at this event, you know what I'm saying, learning about college, learning about life, learning about job opportunities, the military, so on and so forth. And so we'll be that one-stop shop. You know what I mean?
My next question to you is, it has a major sponsor communicated with you? Have you tried to get like Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, begins with a C? Converse, Reebok. Has any of them tried Puma? Has any of them tried to communicate with you to try to get their name out there first before this is going to blow up? It's just a matter of when.
Yeah. We because of cheerleading, Joanna, he does a great job of getting champion involved. And so it comes down to I guess an overall person or company or whatnot. No, one of the main hurdles that we ran into, and it is what it is. One of the main hurdles we ran into is people being unfamiliar with this event, people being unfamiliar with the initiative behind the event, and Kentucky being a basketball state. You know, I tell people all the time, if we were in Ohio, you know, we could get Zenith and we can get, you know, Adidas, we can get any kind of brand out there to be a part of the event, no issue, because you see it. You travel to Ohio, you see, you know, all the brands on the football fields, basketball courts, so on and so forth. But here in Kentucky, it's been a hurdle, been a big hurdle, and also, I think, you know, because it goes with you guys' title. I think another issue is people being to collaborate with us for some odd reason. I don't know why, but we've reached out to anybody you can think of, and I'll name names just because it's not going to hurt anything. But even like the organization that sponsors the Sweet 16, the Beef Jerky Company.
Yeah.
Meringue.
Yeah. So we reached out to them. I've reached out to, you know, Game One, you know what I'm saying, Body Armor. So the list goes on and on and on and on and on. Whether they're in Frankfurt or they're, you know, throughout the state, we've reached out to them. But I'll tell anybody, the main thing is we need assistance, because if somebody knows somebody that you can help us, you know, that bridge, because it's not about our brand, it's about everybody else's brand as well. So the main thing about it is if we can find a way to get that stuff segued, even if it's a hospital, even if it's a you know, the Boys and Girls Club, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's about the young people and helping them out. Because, and I said this to a couple of different companies, if you're present and you're involved, the number one thing that's going to happen is one of those young people are going to see you and they're going to understand, believe in their dreams. So when it comes down to them needing a job or an internship, who do you think they're going to go to first? I'm not going to go to the state capitol first and reach out to them. If I saw, you know, Aunt B's, you know what I'm saying, mom and pop shop, I'm gonna go to them because I want to be a cook. I want to be a chef. Or I want to work in, you know, hospitality or whatever. So that's what I'm going to. So that's my thing. If somebody wants to reach out to us and have a conversation about being a part of it, we all is. It's never too late.
Right. I like that.
So, and I think that's why I kind of named this segment "The Power of Collaboration," because I really need to understand why we can never why people won't collaborate to help kids do better.
Well,
and sports is always like that catalyst that bridges the gap between racism, between, I mean, it just kills it.
It changes lives.
Yes.
Well, you said that earlier. It's like, you know, getting a kid, a young lady. She's here, and also she starts playing football. She finds out that 2 people on her team are nurses. She never thought about being a nurse. And I know when I came to Kentucky, let me digress back real fast to say this. I know people are gonna get mad about this. This is a baseball state. All right. I just want to throw that out there as a baseball coach. This is the baseball state. All right. Okay. We move on now. Sorry. I just had to put that out there. All right.
Oh my goodness.
She has to put up with this all the time.
It's all good, man. Listen, I mean, my thing is though, we can joke all day. It's an athletic state. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is you have athletes in the state and everybody plays, whatever the case might be. You know, you only have certain states that are predominantly, you know, football states, if you want to put it that way. But you have a state like Kentucky, and I say Indiana and Tennessee as well.
Yes.
You know, you have young people that play football, basketball, track, and play baseball, softball as well, that go off and be, you know, pros and so on and so forth, but they get undermined, if you want to put it that way, because everybody on the outside, or even some people on the inside, see it as a Hoosier state. Okay, well, that's basketball. You know what I'm saying? That's not even baseball. But you'll have some draft picks, so on and so forth, from that state. Or, you know, realistically, the NFL Combine is is held in Indiana. So, like, how do you not see it as a football state when
the combine is held there, and they just had the Mid-America combine last weekend, and it's one of the major combines for high schoolers.
And then you also have, you know, the Big Ten Conference Championship as far as football. You know, it's just, and so getting back on track and everything. So like the collaboration is much needed. And like I said, kudos to everybody that's involved with the showcase, because, you know, you have, like I said, you have Carlos with P2P, you have Bryson Johnson with Humble Beast, you have George Durant with Go Hard Sports, you have you guys, you have Dewana with Unity Cheer. So you have like 5 or 6, maybe 7 different nonprofits or different organizations excuse me, that come together to put on this event. And people don't notice that. All they see is building out through sports. But like I told everybody when we first sat down to get this thing going, whatever your brand is, whatever your entity is, whatever it might be, keep it. That's you. Use that to help this thing grow. Because at the end of the day, it can be an umbrella. It doesn't matter. You're already rooted in this state, whoever you are. Whatever your organization is, you're rooted in the state. We aren't rooted. So you already have your pocket of people, your loyal fans and your loyal families and so on and so forth. So promote this event as more than just a football camp. Because honestly, if you want to be truthful, before Prep Red Zone became, you know, who they are, this camp was the only camp going on in state of Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? Consistently. There were here and there, but consistently, this was the only thing going on before Prep Red Zone became relevant besides the college camps. So the main thing is we have to find a way to collaborate and start creating different platforms for young people consistently within the state. It doesn't matter if it's cheer, flag, football, basketball. It doesn't matter. We got too many young people that are sitting at home. We got too many young people that are pretty much losing the passion of higher education because they're watching other people from other states coming to this state, taking their opportunities. You know what I'm saying? And so I that's my rant and rave. But
but that's a fact.
Yeah.
That's 100% fact. But here's the thing about it is, and I said this earlier, when you were laying out what's going to take place is more than just a football camp, more than just this, and you naming off the mental health person speaking, and see, that's huge. I mean, I didn't know that. I mean, my wife told me, but most people don't realize it's bigger than what the headline says.
Yeah.
And
it's hard to promote it that way. You know what I mean? Obviously, because if you promote it that way, then it's like you're sending out hundreds and hundreds of emails. You're making 1,001 posts.
Yeah,
whatever.
True
so
that.
the thing about it is seeing is believing. And what we've asked is, people to come. It's free to come and watch. There's nothing. If you don't have anything going on that Saturday as far as a basketball tournament, softball,
you can just watch.
Come to K-State and watch. We got a live DJ. We got food. We got everything you want. We had an HBCU as well. So if you want to, if you're a part of a Greek organization, man, put on your colors, come out there, make a phone call, and find out, how you can network with the young men, young women on campus. I mean, y'all can have a stomp the yard right there. It doesn't matter because honestly, again, it goes back to. So I live by a statement. So a couple of years ago, I was at an event for Sound Mind, Sound Body, and they had a speaker up there talking. and he made a statement, and it's become pretty much my slogan. And it's plain and simple. A young person cannot be what he or she cannot see or touch. I'm gonna repeat that. A young person cannot be what he or she cannot see or touch. So what you have to do is you have to find a way to make sure that young person, if they want to be a doctor, introduce them to a doctor. They want to be a football player, introduce them to a football player. If they want to be a teacher, you have to introduce these young people to who they want to be. And if they don't know, then you put everybody in front of them. Who cares?
Let them until they figure it out. Yes.
If they want to be a barber.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they want to be a barber, okay, and they want to be a beautician. I don't care if you want to be a scuba diver. We have people in place that can help you out, and that's one of the main reasons why I'm excited. Every single time we have this event, I get excited because between Carlos, Durant, Bryson, Kim, Tasha, and with all those people, everybody works in a different field. Not everybody's a football person. Not everybody is works a 9 to 5. Some people are entrepreneurs. Some people are student teachers. So a young person can walk up to one of those individuals and say, well, "What do you do?" "Oh, well, I work for the state of Kentucky." "Well, what do you do?" "Oh, I work. I own my own barbershop, or I do marketing. I do so and so and so and so." And right then and there, that young person may spark an interest. Like, really?
Really? Well, how do you do that? How do you get into that?
How do I learn more about that? Or what made you get into that? And then that's life changing right there.
Yes.
You introduce that young person to somebody that they've never met, but now they can touch them because they're here. They're not flown in from California. They're not flown in from Florida. They're right here in Lexington, in Louisville, in Frankfurt, and then they're in their own backyards. And so that's why we ask the coaches to come. Because you can get a resource from here. Like we have the National Guard that come. A lot of people don't want to play college football. They want to play high school football with their buddies. And then, after that, well, here's the military right here. The recruiting and retention for, the National Guard is right here in Frankfurt, and they're going to be at the camp. You got any questions? Go over there to the guys in the fatigue. You know what I'm saying? Did you just try to blend in and bring in as many different companies and organizations as possible? Because the camp's going to end at some time anyway.
Yes.
So say, hey, do you know what you want to do? Do you want to go to college? Okay, that's fine. But you're undecided. Okay, look, there's 5 or 6 tables over there, and now instantly after the camp, it's turned into a job fair. So I was going to say, like, the thing people don't understand is this is way more than a camp. Because it's a college fair, it's a job fair, it's a camp, you know what I'm saying, in a sense and everything like that. But the main thing about it is it's exposure.
I love it. Yes.
Period.
Yeah.
My niece and my daughter, they be like, period, and the job the kids when they do it. Now I'm doing it just subconsciously now.
No, that's okay. That's our word. You see it, look at me and go, period. Yeah.
My thing, Coach, is the collaboration that I've gotten from being able to, from you allowing me to come to your camps, is my relationship that I've established with the Kentucky State coaches. Me and Coach Foley are like this. I can pick up the phone and call him, be like, "Hey, who's on your list? Is such and such on your list? I just heard that he doesn't have any offers. I'm not sure, understand it, because for me, I would love for 70% of Kentucky State's roster to be from the state of Kentucky."
Well, that
and I know that's being ambitious.
No, honestly, it's not. You know what I'm saying? When I played at K-State, majority of my teammates were from, Mount Washington. They were from Erlanger. They were from obviously Lexington, Louisville, but they were from different pockets in the state of Kentucky. And I would love for that to come back. I'm from Ohio, so yeah, I'm always brag. Then I had to Jordan, Florida, so on and so forth. But it's a no-brainer that if you get local kids to come to an institution, UK, U of L, whatever, you get local kids, that's butts in the seats.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody's biggest issue with K-State, like, oh, well, K-State doesn't recruit, so why should we do this and why should we do that? I'm like, I get that, but what are you doing to help them recruit your guys?
Right.
Sitting at home at I'm gonna use my last name. Are you sitting at home at Montgomery High School talking about, man, they don't recruit my guys? Or have you taken an opportunity to go and attend the junior day with your guys? Have you taken an opportunity to go to a basketball game? Have you taken an opportunity to go to, we'll throw this event in it, go to the Bluegrass Showcase and see those guys outside of, wanting them to walk the hallways? Because, and I'll say it, we have no issue taking guys to UK, U of L, Eastern, Western. You know what I'm saying? We have an issue with taking guys to Thomas More. We have an issue with taking guys to Kentucky State or Kentucky Wesleyan. Like, at the end of the day, free is free.
Free is free.
So what are you going to do? And I say this because and I don't know if I'm not say this on record, but I am. Who cares? So Midway is about to start a girls flag as well. So keep that under wraps. But no, but all seriousness, what are you gonna do when UK, U of L, whatever, run out of roster spots? Then what you gonna do?
Then what?
You build a relationship with anybody else throughout the state. So what are you gonna do? You haven't been to one coaching clinic, or you haven't been to one practice, none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So now you gotta sit on the phone instead of them basically calling you and say, "Hey man, look, we want so and so that you brought down here a month or two ago." And so, like, when it comes to K-State, even though it's near and dear to my heart, when it comes to K-State and the recruiting process, yes, you have to be boots on the ground, just like you went boots on the ground trying to get your guy in the UK, U of L, Western, Eastern, or Morehead State. The same way. Don't whine that K-State's not doing A, B, and C when you haven't done your part. Now, if you've done your part and they still haven't, afforded an opportunity or whatnot, then so be it. But don't whine and be like, oh man, why K-State's not coming in the hallways?
I love how you said that, because I say that all the time, being a high school coach for over 36 years. I say, guys, the biggest blessing is get a chance to go off to college. And when you're off to college, it changes your life. But also, let me digress back. I love how you said that a young person came up to me yesterday, and I'm coaching him. I do high school baseball, and I'm coaching him, and I'm sitting there talking about your future. Fill out the
clearinghouse.
Clearinghouse. Thank you. Yeah. The clearinghouse. And he looks at me right in the face, and he's actually pretty good. And he says, "Coach, I don't want to go to college." He said, I just want to enjoy being a high school player. I'm going to go into a trade. I'm going to go to the service. And you said something similar to that earlier. And I like that, because not everybody's ambition is to go off to college and play sports. Sometimes they just want to enjoy that Jack and Jill, by John Cougar Mellencamp.
Right.
Just enjoying their high school career and moving on. And I loved it when you said that, Coach. I really did, because that caught my attention, because I'm always thinking everybody wants to go off to college. Right. That's why we play the game, which is not true.
Right.
Because he's actually pretty good. Yeah. And he says, as of right now, this is how I feel. And you having that military at this event in March, if this young person shows up there to watch the young ladies do their thing and watch the camps and do that, he's going to be over there. He's not going to be talking to college recruiters. So again, being redundant, I really like that this is part of that as well, just having kids that is not looking for that college experience in sports, but looking to advance.
Like I got a quick story, and it's one of the main reasons why we do that. Obviously, I'm from Northeast Ohio, but like my high school was Camp McKinley, and one of the years I was coaching, we had one of the top players in the state as far as a quarterback. Like, what I'm saying, Tyler, his name was Tyler Foster, and I tell the story very often. Like, he was a monster. You know what I mean? Like, he was a really, really good football player, and had a great career. I'm talking about like Stark County Player of the Year, all state, all these different accolades. And he was, what I'm saying? And he did 1 year. He did the fall, and then called us and said, I don't want to play ball no more. And we were all like, wait a minute, time out. Like, you full ride, you know what I'm saying? You can't just leave. You know, this is back in 2000, 10, 11, whatnot. And it opened my eyes because he actually said it. He's like, Coach, honestly, man, I just wanted to play high school football for Camp McKinley, and I never really thought about going to college until y'all said something to me about going to college and playing sports. He's like, but when I got here, I didn't know anybody. Workouts was different. You know, my mom and them, my family, all at home, and nobody's here with me, and it's not fun. And when he said it wasn't fun, it's over. And so when he sat down, man, he actually transferred from the school he was at. He transferred to the University of Akron, became a student, graduated. Now he's living in Columbus, married with I think he got 2 kids now, married with 1 or 2 kids, working.
But I have to come in on this. Thank you. I mean, I really mean that. I mean, I knew your name. The wife talks about you, and I'm finally meeting you. But thank you, because a lot of people will try to convince that young man to stay the course.
Mm-mm.
And you actually, what I'm getting at is, and that's a blessing by our Savior in your heart, because you actually listen and heard him.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times adults think they can fix the problem and answer the question, but they're not listening to the question.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think on that.
It was a weird phone call, because he called, I think he called our head coach, or he called another assistant, and he drove home. And we all sit in the office, and we like, you joking.
Like, what happened? Yeah.
Did you get in trouble? So we're like, the head coach, while he's talking, he's on the phone with the coach at the school. His school he was at, like, hey man, what's going on? Nothing. Grades solid, attendance solid. He doesn't miss practice. Everything's good. He just sat us down and said, he doesn't want to play anymore. And like, oh man. And so like, it was eye opening, but it gave me, especially I was a brand new high school coach, just started coaching and whatnot. But it was eye-opening because I had high school teammates that were in the same exact boat, and I never paid attention. They just wanted to wear the red and black, run out the tunnel, play in front of the fans, go home, watch TV, play the game, come back to practice, do it all over again every single week. Then once the season's over, they're ready to go to work.
They're content.
And I never really realized that until I got into coaching, and so I carry with me here because it's like, listen, I don't care if that kid has 1,000 touchdowns or 1,000,000 tackles. Ask him. I don't care if he has
what he wants to do.
No parents. Ask him. Because you take him to that camp, he probably don't want to go. You don't even want to go.
I think that's one of the things that I learned at being at one of your camps is, even I think that the last camp, there was a kid that showed up, didn't have cleats. Another one had on some sweats. They just weren't even prepared to perform I was like, why are you here? And you didn't even come here prepared. It made me think, bless you, babe. It made me think, were they made to come?
Absolutely. I guarantee you.
Were they made to come? Because even as we coach, we can tell the kids where the parents are making them play as opposed to the ones that are coming out and playing because they want to play.
Yeah. You gotta love the game. You gotta appreciate the game. You know what I'm saying? But people always say that you gotta love the game. You gotta appreciate the game. But at the end of the day, first of all, you know what I'm saying? When you love something, you don't love it all the way through. You have to like it as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to like that, whatever it is. Because when the love goes away because you tired of getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, or you know what I'm saying, you don't feel like doing a homework assignment or whatever, you have to like, you know what I'm saying, something about that thing. And so and when you lose the like, when you lose the fun, it's over. And it's okay. I tell anybody and everybody, man, listen, man, I don't care if you out there and you a 5-star, you know what I'm saying, wide receiver, you run anything like that. Listen, if you wake up tomorrow and say, you know what, I want to get into pottery. Okay. Let's find somewhere that does pottery. You know what I'm saying? Like, It doesn't matter. My high school teammate that you guys may know, Antonio Hall, that played at UK. He's an All-American at UK. You know what I'm saying? That was my high school teammate.
Back in the day.
Antonio was an opera guy.
Yes.
He played the piano and everything
very
like that.
well. Very well.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? You talking about a 6'4", 6'5", grown man.
Yes.
Anything. You know what I'm saying? And he piano. Like, so just imagine growing up with a dude like that and trying to figure out, like, hey, we out here in the mud and you leaving to go, bro, you
Play
leaving, but you have a trade, you have a talent. So when they turn them lights out and they never turn them back on, you have this talent you can tap into that make you feel good about still wanting to wake up in the morning. There's a lot of young men, and I'll say this on this podcast, I'm gonna say it forever and a day. The mental health in regard to athletics is so real.
Yes.
A lot of young people, when they turn them lights out and they never turn it back on, they are lost, they're confused, they don't understand what's going on in life because for so long they had that structure. You know what I mean? Of
identity was in being that.
Yeah. And it's gone. And now they don't know what to lean on. And so I would tell any young person that's listening to this now, listen to it later. Listen, find a talent. I don't care if it's drawing. I don't care if it's learning how to I don't know, make flowers. It doesn't matter. Find a talent, find a hobby outside of sports, because they're going to turn them lights out one day. They're never going to turn it back on. That's why they call them coaches. You know what I'm saying? That's what coaches are. You have to find something that you can tap into that's going to help you become happy and stay happy outside of athletics. And that's going to still give you that structure to where you're still disciplined, you're still responsible. Because if you don't have that, when you turn 18, 19, 20, 21 years old and your playing days are over with, by the time you're 25, 26, 27, 28, you out of sauce.
You're trying to find yourself.
Yeah. And because I said that in our baseball, I said eventually the air will come out of the ball. And what that said is that you either will get a jacket, you're done, or they will cut you, you're done.
Yep.
You may, God forbid, if you get an injury, you're done, or you're just done.
Done. Yeah.
So, and the worst feeling that you get is when you think you can still play, but somebody else comes up to you saying you're done. And I've seen that. I'm pretty sure you have, Coach, and I know Coach Bryant here. She has, and it's and you try to install that in the young people in this day and age of 2025, and sometimes they're not listening here to process information. They only want to hear what they want to hear.
Yeah.
And then they think you're being negative at them when you're trying to get them to understand, and the biggest thing is also, and what y'all doing, I love, is the academic part. And a lot of time the running and jumping, because she's heard me say this all the time. I said, I can get a gorilla to run and jump, but I can't get it to read and write.
Exactly.
And people got to understand that they come hand in hand when you're trying to get your future.
Yeah.
And it's not sports. And
I mean, and not to go too far off track, but the number one thing most families don't understand is no matter how good the student athlete is, they have to get into the institution. They have to have the right grades and the right scores to get in. So I don't care if they are, you know, saying 3-time All-State and 4-time All-American or whatever. That doesn't mean anything. You and I, we've all seen where young men have had the stats and the stature.
Yes.
But
didn't have the grades.
Didn't have the grades.
You talking about 6'5" or 6'3" and all kind of accolades and anything like that, and they sitting at home trying to figure out what's going on when it comes March, April, and May. Like I can't get into school. No, man. Like you ain't got no kind of grades.
I think my biggest issue with that, Coach, are the ones that are so caught up with thinking that they're D1 and that they're a major D1, and they don't understand that they can go to a Kentucky State and ball out.
If you're good, they don't find you.
There it is.
I mean, you can still go ball out at Kentucky State, but if you go to where you think you want to go, you're gonna be sitting on the bench.
He said it. Your husband said it already. The main thing about it is, man, going to college in general is a blessing. And I'm not trying to put it on a racial thing, but it is what it is. I'm a black man. We're not supposed to go to college. Not even as a student. We're not supposed to go to college. So we as parents, we have to understand that the stats are against us. If my mom was on here right now, she got all the numbers. Like she's a brainiac at this. And I feel like I'm being her right now because this is what she just tell everybody.
Well, I can't wait to have your mom on because she is the beast.
Like the number one thing people don't understand is like college. You're not supposed to go to college. What gives you the right? Yeah, I do sound like my mom saying that. Wow. But because she said it just like this, because I was about to say it, and like if she's watching this, she's gonna say it just like this. What gives you the right to think that you're supposed to go to college? Who put that in your makeup? Who said that you, whoever you are supposed to go to college?
Wow.
Guarantees to go to college. You have to put in the work, so on and so forth. And so what we have to understand is if you have a young man or a young woman that gets an acceptance letter or gets a scholarship opportunity or has a desire to go to college, you have to do whatever you can as a parent to praise that kid. Like my daughter, she's in between 7, 8 different colleges right now. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out which one she want to go to.
That's good though.
Her mom and her dad went to college. Her mom and dad graduated. That doesn't mean that my Brianna's supposed to go to college. That ain't got nothing to do with it. I asked her any other. You sure you want to go to college? Yeah, I want to go. Like, cool. That doesn't. Just because you have the parents or you have the resources or whatever to get you to that institution or get you into that position, that doesn't mean you're supposed to go. That doesn't even mean you want to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so we have to get away from, oh, well, my son is this and this and this, so he's got to go to college or he's supposed to go to college. No, he's not. It's a blessing for him to be like, or him or her to be like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm going to fill out this application and go to college. Really? Okay, what can I do to help out? You know, we are so nonchalant with our kids or the kids we know in regard to them getting those opportunities because it's almost like we talk about them being entitled, but we start
acting entitled. Like, yeah,
we entitled because we think that because they're on the field or they're in the classroom sitting there learning and they're sitting in front of the class and they're valedictorian. Like that doesn't mean that they're supposed to go to college. That means that they did a great job of paying attention and adhering to whatever lessons, whatever was on the table for them to become studious, for them to become disciplined. For them to understand that this is what you need to do to accomplish whatever task it is at this moment. Now, going forward, if you want to do A, B, and C, this is the tools you're going to need. You know what I'm saying? But we don't do that. We just assume that I was about to use y'all son as an example, but I almost did. We're going to assume that JJ's a perfect example because we all know him. We're going to assume that JJ Weaver, because he's 6'5", 6'6",
yes,
really athletic and all this good stuff like that, that he's supposed to go to college and do stuff. No. He made me a big giant teddy bear off the field and be like, you know what? I want to be I don't know. I want to deal with pets. Like what? I want to be an artist. Okay, that's different, but that's your thing. But we won't give the same energy into that particular student athlete. And I'm a student athlete. We won't give the same energy into that particular student athlete when they have the measurables, they have the stats, and they have everything else to help them get to whatever they want to do as far as a job or a career or just a hobby. If it doesn't involve them being in college to play sports. As soon as they tell you they don't want to play sports no more, what you do? Oh, well, all right, come by the office when you need a little assistance. I'll see you later. No.
They get written off. They do.
You know what I'm saying? No, this kid been out there sweating, running, giving up their free time for you for however many months, years, or whatever. Give them the same love. You know what I'm saying? Truth be told, you better be careful because that young man, young lady, they could be your caregiver one day. And you know what I'm saying? You up there needing a cup of water because you're thirsty, and they be like, "Hey, coach, you remember when you told me I couldn't get no water?" 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So be careful with that. But no, it goes back to this. Okay, we just do whatever we can to help the young people see all the options, and that's why we ask for help. We don't. I don't know everybody, and I don't want to know everybody. That's why you collaborate. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you collaborate.
A chance to bring whatever resources they have, you bring them to the table, and you help the events that are out there. You help them become better, like this one right here. So
yes.
And I love that because I remember when Patrick Willis, the linebacker for the 49ers, just playing. And the 49ers which is my team, they just ridiculed him.
Yep.
Basically, he just stopped. He was like, I'm good. He made the Hall of Fame now, but I never will forget that. And you hit that good point, and it just popped in my head of his name. Because he just, even I have been a 49er fan going, what?
Yeah. Because he was like, what, 7 years, 6 years, 7 years, something like that. It wasn't long.
It was like 8 years in the league.
I mean, it was like even when Barry Sanders decided to leave, it was like, dude, you still got 10 more years. What the heck are you doing?
Yeah. You know what I mean? The list goes on and on as far as some of the greats that have done
early than what we wanted them to. Yeah.
Right. But going back, like the biggest thing is the academics. Again, I'm very fortunate to still be coaching high school kids, and my relationship with them is actually pretty good. Mr. Brown came on. Hey, Mr. Brown. Our relationship goes real well, and one of the young men didn't know that Ty Bryant was my son, and he was like, and it was funny. I'm standing there, and he's talking to me, and I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Coach, you pretty this and that," and I was like, "Thank you." And then the other one said, "That's Ty's father," and he goes, "Ty." He goes, "Ty Bryant." He goes, "Wow." So he asked me a question. He said, "How did he get all these offers?" And I said, "Guys, he did very well on the football field, but going back to what you were talking about, is he had a 4.3 GPA. So he could choose his university. And if he choose not to go to UK, not to go to college, he had another avenue. You hear people always talking about putting eggs in one basket. The most business people I know had eggs in 3 baskets.
Oh.
Just in case one didn't work out, they already had started, and you hit on that just a little bit. And again, great point, great analogy of what's going on in 2025.
Yeah, I mean, it just, again, you surround yourself around the right people. Again, I'm not from here, and so surrounding myself around people like your wife, you know what I'm saying, like again, Bryson Johnson, those guys like that, you see things through a different lens. Because in Canton, Ohio, obviously, of course, you got the Hall of Fame, but it's football, point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? But when you travel different places and you live different places, you see things through a different lens. And then when you connect with certain people, you see it totally different. Because growing up, all I saw was high school football, college football. You come here, and I'm collaborating with guys that didn't go to college. I'm collaborating and hanging out with guys that didn't play football in college, didn't play football in high school. You know what I mean? It's like, really? No sports? Nah. That's boring. But you have to understand that's not for everybody. Because when you sit back and reflect, and I know, you know what I'm saying, some ain't going to agree to this, but whatever. But when you sit back and reflect on what you went through as a high school football player, or what you went through as as a college football player, you really have to understand, like, yeah, man, I was crazy. You know what I mean? But I had fun and I enjoyed it. Well, not everybody has that mentality. And what we have to let these people understand that they have more options than they think they do. Because what we were coming up in, nowadays, they might not have survived. They might have been bored out of their mind, riding bikes and stuff like that. We had fun. But they have a plethora of options that we could never even understand. But for real, it's not for us to understand. We ain't the one living in a world. We just exist right now. You know what I'm saying? So we have to do a better job of creating opportunities for them to see what's in front of them and beyond. And that's why, we do, and I say we because again, I want everybody to understand it ain't me doing nothing. That's why we try to do the best we can in regard to finding individuals that can pour into these kids, whether it's during the event or coming with a goodie bag and saying, "Hey, here's my card. I do welding." You know what I'm saying? You ever thought about getting into welding? You know what I'm saying? Here's my card, so on and so forth. Because it takes 10 seconds to introduce yourself and then keep it pushing. But in that 10, 15, 20 seconds, you can change a kid's life right now.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Absolutely. So Mr. Brown is on. He said, are there players that were great in high school that you thought were going to achieve greatness at other levels, but was sidetracked by other obstacles?
yeah, what? Yes, I graduated with so I mentioned Antonio Hall, and I'm not going to mention the young man. No, he probably ain't gonna care. So I graduated high school with the #1 linebacker in the country. His name is Chad Anderson. He went to UK as well. He's number 55, Chad.
Yeah.
So Chad was a 6'4", 6'5" middle linebacker. So let me rewind that so everybody can understand when it comes down to how big he
was nice.
6'4", 6'5" middle linebacker that can run.
Yes.
Put that in perspective. That's a D lineman. You know what I'm saying? He played middle linebacker for us and then middle linebacker at UK. Freshman all conference in the SEC. Okay, let me rewind that again. So you gotta understand. Freshman all conference in the SEC, not, you know what I'm saying, the MAC. And everybody knew second round draft pick at
minimum.
You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't nobody better than him. He was a sophomore and was killing it. Made a mistake. Got booted. Everything went downhill. You know what I'm saying? And then when I returned home, I ended up coaching with him. And I used to tell him all the time, hey man, share your story with these kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you was the #1 football player in the country. You went to University of Kentucky. You played SEC football, which is the Mecca, and you lost it all at the blink of an eye. Share that with these kids, so that way the kids that walk the same hallways as you or live in the same neighborhood that we lived in, they understand that you can make it out. But if you don't do the right things, you could be right back here doing nothing. And so, but the list is long as far as the guys I've either played with or the young men I've either coached, that were great athletes in high school, and some of them were even great athletes in college, whether it was UK, Ohio State. One young man went to Purdue, Michigan. The list is very, very long. But the one thing I want to point out is when they turned them lights out for those guys, they were 100% lost. They're good now. We all 40 plus years old. We living and everything like that. But I remember going home after my playing days was over with, being around some of my teammates that didn't have the opportunity to play 4 or 5 years or whatever, and they completely was lost. They didn't know what was going on. They couldn't keep a job because they just couldn't stay focused on the fact of, life was over. So going back to the question, yes, we've all seen it. But the thing about it is that we miss is somebody has to be there to help that young person out. Don't be a coach for 3 or 4 years of high school football, lose track of that young man or young woman, and then when they come home, you see them. You see him at Walmart, you see him at Kroger's, you see him, let's be realistic. You see him at the bar, you see him in the club, and you hear the rumors, but you don't say nothing to him. But a couple of years ago, they walked to the beat of your drum. If you said stop moving, they stop moving. If you said strap your helmet up, they strap your helmet up immediately. That never changes. Once you're a coach for life.
For life.
It used to be a sad thing until I told some of my teammates, hey man, Ain't nothing sad. You're grown now, dude. You know what I'm saying? You still have that who you were. But the cool thing about it is we can help somebody not become who you were.
Is there a common denominator that made these young men shift to not being interested, or is there a common denominator that prevents them from going as far as we felt like that they should have gone?
They lost the love. They said stop having fun. It may have been a coach. It may have been an experience in the game. Like I'm gonna stay with the Tyler Foster kid just because he's my man, $100,000. With him, it had nothing to do with anything major. He just, coach, I really just wanted to play high school ball. I really didn't want to go to college and play ball. You know what I'm saying? That was it. It was, like I said, it was weird because you talking about a young man, solid grades, solid attitude, discipline, watch film. I mean, he was like the perfect quarterback. You ain't got to do nothing. But when it came down to it, all he really wanted to do was just have fun with his homeboys, and graduate from McKinley. What came after that was a bonus. This is what he wanted. And sometimes as adults and coaches, we can't accept that because we think that's being mediocre.
Yes.
We think it's mediocre, but the young man, he's living his dream. Yeah. That's his dream or her dream. That's their dream. So is there a common denominator? I mean, we can all sit there and say, bad coaching, bad, environment, whatever. But I don't think there's a common denominator because some people just get tired. Some people get bored. Some people, you hear all this. I don't want to beat my body up. So I just think it's just, everybody has their own story. Let it be that.
Right.
Well, and it also comes down to what you just said is when someone has that gift, we want it more sometimes than they do. And we can't accept that they don't understand that this is a gift.
Yep.
Because you're going to be special. And like I said, it's the first time it ever happened to me was in 2001. And then after that happened, I was in a shock.
Yeah.
But the first time that happened was a DB at Dunbar High School and here in Lexington. And I'm looking at him, and I did say what you said. People say, I go, you're not living up to your potential. And his potential was, I'm good. And he became a firefighter.
Yeah.
That's what he wanted to do.
And that's fine. You know what I mean? Because he's still doing, because like I said before and earlier, whatever they choose to do, they still find a way to get back into that structure, find a way to get back into that discipline, that mindset, the whole 9 yards that a student athlete has to have. We just can't accept it because they're not carrying a bat, they're not dribbling a basketball, they're not holding a football, they're not doing nothing. They're like, oh well, you could have been. No, I am. You know what I mean? A young person will say, "Nah, that's cool. I am." So, and I see what Stacy said.
Yeah, I love what Stacy said, that some of them never wanted to do in the first place. A lot of them was doing because the parents are wanting them, or the parents are living vicariously through their kid because they didn't get the opportunity. And I've seen that so much it's not even funny.
So my mom ain't gonna like this. My dad, I don't think my dad watching, man. My dad watching, I saw it other times. So I was that kid. I was forced to play football. You know what I'm saying? Not and my mom don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? My dad probably like, nah, I ain't make you do that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You don't realize it, but yes, you did. Because I never really liked sports. I never really, you know what I'm saying, thought sports would be for real. But my dad being who he was, at my high school, and my mom being involved in pretty much everything you can think of, academics and sports and everything like that, you don't want to let your parents down. So you find a way to get involved. You find a way to keep going. And it's like, this is cool. The clock is ticking. It's cool, but sometimes it triggers you to keep going, and you make the best of the opportunity, and you get, you get blessings out of it. But then you have some young people that are like, you know what?
I'm done.
I'm done, man. What I say?
Well, I love that. I love that because I used to ask Ty, if Ty came on right now, I used to ask Ty all the time, are you good? Am I pushing you to something you don't want? I verbally would ask him that because, you know, he worked hard and he's got that. And he goes, no, Pops, I need this. I want this. And that was nice to hear because when I asked the question, I was hoping he would say that. So
it's an adjustment, man. I mean, like I dealt with it. I don't regret it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to sit there and say I regret it, but like I tell people all the time, like I lived that life. You know, my dad was the first black quarterback to, you know, play in the state title game in the state of Ohio. Not just high school, state of Ohio. And so, you know, he did all these other great things, you know what I'm saying? And it's like when you get to middle school, his middle school basketball coach, so I'm trying to remember, his middle school basketball coach was my science teacher. And so when your name is on a roster, come on now. I didn't even get a chance to pick my own number. I walk in the locker room and they like, here's a jersey. I'm like, I don't need but that's a jersey your dad wore. And you know what I'm saying? Like, then when I got to high school, it was even worse. Because my dad's number wasn't available. So instead of giving me like the rest of the freshmen and sophomores, some 80 something or, you know what I'm saying, some 30 something, no. They gave me the next closest number to his number. You know what I mean? Because, you know, so you feel the pressure, you know what I'm saying? You just do the best you can to deal with it. But like, yeah, like, yes, it does affect you. Yes.
Well, I usually leave about this time, and she always shakes her head. But my point is, Coach is very nice to me because I always let her close out because it is hips and heels, and I always appreciate my wife for letting me on her show, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in Frankfurt. I hope I ain't got a baseball game on that Saturday, and I won't volunteer to do this, and this. If I do, am able to come, say, Coach Bryant, can you do this?
No. Listen, she'll tell you, man. When it comes down to it, it's people think that when they have to volunteer at the showcase, they're going to do a whole lot.
No, I'm saying I won't say I'm gonna volunteer to do this. I want to volunteer to do whatever you need.
Oh, I got you.
That's what I mean. Yeah. When I come to say, Coach, I need this. This person has to leave, and we'll go from there. Okay. And I really mean that, Coach. Very nice meeting you. Very nice talking to you. And I'll let you and Miss Coach Bryant finish it out of her hits and heels. And she's been very nice to me right now because she wasn't happy with me before we came on.
That sounds good. I understand.
You understand?
Read the question. He said, Coach, how important are single mothers and guardians athletes? Okay. So I can answer that question because I come from a single parent home, as far as my mom. Gotta be resourceful, man. That's the number one thing I'll say. You have to be resourceful. My mom didn't try to do it on her own. My mom didn't. She's an alpha woman by nature, no matter what. Like she is. You gotta know my mom to understand that. Like she's 100% an alpha woman. But she knew and understood her role in regard to all of us. You know, I played football, baseball, ran track, so on and so forth. My brother didn't see anything, but my sister, she played basketball. She was a cheerleader. She did soccer. So my mom knew that she didn't know it all. You know what I mean? And so she put us in, go back to what I said part of my statement, you know what I'm saying? She put us in environments to where we weren't self-guided, but we were guided by people that she trusted. And she let them pour into us. And then when we came home, she basically emptied the cup and tried to find out, okay, is anything in this cup or is anything important to this cup that doesn't need to be in there? And then she was like A, B, and C. So when it comes to single moms, I'll tell anybody, do the best you can to not be taken advantage of because you're a single mom. They're going to take advantage of you, point blank, period.
Because of what they don't know.
Yeah, they know you don't know. So if you, sometimes this works. Sometimes if you went to high school, you went to college, or you know, whatever the case might be, with people that are still in the community doing things that are good, reach out to them. You know what I mean? Especially if they're in athletics or in academics, you know, in after school programs, or whatever. Reach out to them and ask them for help, because what we do is we allow our single moms to pretty much get caught up in the hype because they don't know. They don't, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, well, you know what I mean? Because Susie don't know what's going on, I'm going to, you know, give her the best advice I can give her, and then she's going to have to keep coming back. No. Susie went to high school with, you know what I'm saying, this particular person that played, you know, at UK, whatever. Talk to him. Or she went to high school with this woman that played basketball, you know what I'm saying, for a great AAU team. Talk to her. Use your resources. Don't sit there and make it seem like you don't know anybody. It burns me up inside when people say, man, I don't know anybody. Well, if you pick your phone up and you just scroll down the list,
who do you know? Who do you know? There's somebody that you know that knows somebody that knows somebody.
You can find somebody in your phone that can tell you when the latest what the upcoming, you know, party is, or you know what I'm saying, somebody in there can help your son or your daughter out as well, no matter what it is. It doesn't have to be sports related. We just talk about social skills. So yeah.
Okay, that's good stuff. Okay, so one of the things that when I bring my guests on, I don't know why he likes to lead, is you talked about a lot of things, but is there anything that you've ever wanted to talk about on this type of a platform that you've never had an opportunity to talk about, or have I already given you that free reign?
We pretty much touched on it. I mean, my main thing is education, and the how can I say it? I want to say education and the lack of understanding how important it is. You know, in today's society, you know, we call this generation the popcorn generation or the microwave generation, because everything has to be right now with them. As parents, we have to understand that we didn't grow up in that. It's okay to be the parent. You don't have to be the friend. You know if your child is going in the right and wrong direction. You do. Just because you have to be the quote unquote mean mom, mean dad, mean person, your kid is not going to dislike you, dislove you, or whatever, because you're chastising them because you want them to have better. They may not like you today, they might not like you tomorrow, but I said it before. You don't love every day. You like every day. You know what I'm saying? Love, it comes and goes no matter what people think. Because if we had love every single day, it'd be no problems in the world. No, you don't love everything. You like it because that's what keeps the love going. So we got to do a better job of helping our young people understand how important it is to be in school and to be paying attention in school. Do you learn everything that you need to learn in school? No. You know what I'm saying? Are the teachers the best teachers in the world? No. You know what I'm saying? Is the education system flawed and so on and so forth? Yes, everybody knows all of this. We got to stop focusing on that, because there's books in the school and there's books at home. It could be a cooking book. It could be a instruction manual. Give it to your kids. Let them read. You know what I'm saying? Like, like my daughter, she used to hate to read. You know what I mean? Until she started figuring out the kind of books she wanted to read. Now she can't stop reading.
Right.
So you just have to be, you know what I'm saying, patient and communicate with your kids about education, because like we're doing a really, really good job of putting blinders on in regards to how important education is. And we're substituting education for social media. We're substituting education for life experiences. We're substituting education for whatever excuse we can come up with that will help us pretty much dead the conversation as to why our kid either isn't in school, has bad grades, bad attitude, whatever the case might be. Stop it. Stop. Like, because no parent is perfect, no kid is perfect, nothing is perfect. Just take it one day at a time and let your kid tell you, first of all, I'm gonna say this: when it comes to education or anything else, we don't talk to our kids. We talk at our kids, and I say that because I've been to different places where I'm talking to a young person, or let me say it the right way. I'm watching a family member, either their mother or father, whoever, talk to their child, and their child is buried into the phone, like texting or playing a game, and still talking. That's a great thing that they can multitask, but
You're missing something.
like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying, it's okay to sit again. Somebody gonna be like, oh well, my chick. It's okay to be. I'm not gonna say be hard because I'm gonna be wrong. It's okay to have standards within your home. You know what I'm saying? When you have dinner at the dinner table every single day and talk about your day, you know what I'm saying? Maybe. But that doesn't mean that on the drive home from practice, on the drive to school, on the drive to the store or whatever, like turn the music off. You know what I'm saying? You
And
put
have a
your phone
conversation.
down. Hey, so how you feeling today? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you said, hey, a couple weeks ago you had a project. You know what I'm saying? Did you finish it? Even if you know the conversation may go left, so what? Because we lean on counselors. We lean on counselors for our kids as if the counselor can help the household. I'm gonna say that again.
Oh, say that again.
We lean on counselors, whether it's real life counselors outside of school, inside of school. We lean on counselors as if they can help the household. Counselors are there to help the kid, not the household. You fix the household. So if the household is broken, so is the kid. So just put some standards in place. 5-10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? No one's asking, like with my daughter. Whenever I go home, whether it's my youngest, my oldest, you know what I'm saying? I know what the deal is. They're gonna put the headphones on, they're gonna zone out. Dad ain't they excited when I get there. When we get in the car, it's over. But 3, 5, 7, 8 minutes, we're gonna have a conversation. How was your day? What you get into? And the cool thing is that happened with me is, and I started appreciating it, was when my oldest asked me how was the drive to Columbus. I ain't even like, you know what I'm saying, that people don't understand when your child asks how you're doing, that's major, man.
Major.
Because you're the one always trying to figure out how your kid is doing. But when your kid says, yeah, so how was the drive in? Or my youngest, she's 8. Like when she asked me one time, like, Dad, how you doing? I'm like, I'm cool. Cause I didn't know how to answer. Like she's 8, 9 years old, asking me how I'm doing. Like, baby girl, I'm straight. Oh, okay, I just want to make sure, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not that our children don't want to communicate. It's not that our children don't want to learn. It's not that our children don't want to be better or anything like that. It's just more so about like what kind of seeds are you planting into them to help them understand that they can be. And then it goes back to what I just said. As far as education, a young person cannot be where he or she cannot see or touch. Start taking your kids to the places that they may not think that they want to be or do or whatever. Like take a kid to the museum. Take a kid to the creek. You know what I'm saying? And just sit there. Like if they be like, oh, I'm ready to go. Okay, cool. It ain't what you like. Bet. You know what I'm saying? But if there's an opportunity to expose your son, your daughter to something, do it, because once the light bulb goes off for them, you're gonna see a drastic change in everything about them. You may not like it because you may be spending your time at Barnes and Nobles, blowing money on books and stuff like that. But I'd rather be blowing money on books than blowing money on something else that's not good. So the educational piece is something that is near and dear to me because that's how I got to college. It wasn't because of my hands and my feet. I got to college because I'm saying what was in my ears, and so yeah.
That's good stuff. You just really blessed me. You have no idea how much you did. The reason why is because I just remember all the money as a single mom that I spent with AAU basketball with my daughter, and then she decided she didn't want to play. And so, so it's like, what? And then, she went the academic route, got her master's, and now she's in her doctorate degree. But one of the things that I had no idea that she was paying attention to was me trying to be an entrepreneur. And now she's a realtor. She has um, a Turo business, a rental car business.
Okay.
And she's 31 years old, and she's the only person that I know that has purchased a 3-unit and is living in one and is now living rent free as a 31-year-old, because that's something that she's heard me have conversations about maybe about 20 years ago, and we talked about it, but never acted upon it. But
People always like, as parents, we forget that,
yes,
we forget that we're our children's first teachers. Our
yes.
kids, that's why when you see a baby cussing, look at the environment. You see a baby doing stuff, look at the environment. As a teacher, we use the term life learner or life learner or whatever it's called. I can't remember. But we forget that our kids imitate us through life, because guess what? You imitate your parent. I just said it a couple of minutes ago, as far as like me speaking just like my mom. I'm 40 plus years old. I've heard my mom say
the same thing.
And the same thing. And now that I'm basically in the shoes that she was in or still is in, I'm repeating some of the stuff that I've heard her say, you know what I'm saying, to whomever. Like, our children will forever look at us for lessons, no matter what we think, no matter what we assume, anything like that. I don't care if you do lose a son or a daughter to the streets or whatever. Think about some of the conversations that you've had in the past. Think about what you've exposed them to in regard to family members or different situations or whatever, and you'll find the issue. You'll get to the root of whatever happened within your child or whatnot, by just sitting back and self-reflecting on what you've done over the past whatever many months and years, pointing to them, because you don't realize, like, we sit there and we talk to our babies, don't do this, don't touch this, don't say this, whatever the case might be. And so when their first words happen and they say the same thing that we've been saying, like, don't touch or guess what? As time goes on, because you always hear it, he act just like his dad.
His daddy.
Just like his mom. So when that young person becomes 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old and beyond, like, you gotta understand, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So if you like I'm gonna use my daughter as an example. Like, I'm a huge researcher. I love to research. It may not sound like it, but I got my degrees are in science and mathematics. So doing research is what I do. You know what I mean? And her mom is the same way. Her mom got a computer science degree as well. So like, she's, I guess, inside of her is to read and research and evaluate and so on and so forth. So at first it was shocking, like, you reading? Like, what? But she was exposed to that by her mom. Her mom read books, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I write my name on a piece of paper. So we forget that. We forget that our kids actually sit there and pay attention to stuff we do. They may not do it the same exact way, but they do. So going back to education, what are you doing to help your child understand the importance of learning? Forget what's in the school. Forget, what I'm saying, what they're supposed to do. The grades. Learning is every day. So what are you doing to help them understand the importance of learning instead of just the importance of existing? So we gotta work on that.
That's good stuff. Well, I appreciate you, Coach, for being on. Let's remind everybody on March the 22nd.
So check this out, y'all. Listen, March the 22nd, Saturday, March the 22nd, we'll be at Kentucky State University for the Bluegrass Showcase. It is the only multi-event, when it comes down to HBCUs or any other college event in the United States of America. And that's the truth. We have a cheerleading camp, we have a girls flag football camp, we have a boys football camp. All three of those events are awesome, and we're excited about those. But what we're most excited about is what happens before that. So we've been in chit chat. We've been discussing with Kentucky State University, and we're excited to bring the platform of the event. It's called "What's Next After High School." During this event, excuse me, during this event, there will be a Kentucky State University presentation where the student athletes or the students in general. So this platform, I'll rewind a little bit. So this particular platform, this particular event, as far as what's next after high school, is open to anybody and everybody that wants to participate in it. You know what I'm saying? Whether they want to participate in Bluegrass Showcase or not, it's wide open to them and it's free. So there will be a presentation from Kentucky State University. They have the opportunity to meet the university administrative staff, financial aid. They'll have a chance to meet some alumni. They'll have a chance to actually collaborate and network with current students, ask them questions about college. And I'm going to let it be known, don't ask about Kentucky State University that much. Ask about college in general. We'll also have the National Guard there. We have State Farm Insurance that are coming town and representing, opportunity to, have job opportunities and so on and so forth. So we have a lot of things going on that particular Saturday. Come out if you want to volunteer. Coach Bryant, you're more than welcome to give out my email address or anything like that. But you can find me on pretty much every social media platform. It's my name, Ryan T. Montgomery, or Coach One Time. The Coach One Time is literally Coach, the number one, and then TYME. And then our nonprofit called Building Out Through Sports. Again, you can Google us and stuff like that. We're open to any kind of partnerships, sponsorship, donations to help these events grow. And we ask at everybody, no matter how far, no matter how close. We ask at anybody and everybody that has a free opportunity, has a free Saturday on March 22nd. Come to Kentucky State University. You know what I'm saying? Get involved. This is a great initiative, a great platform, and who knows? You may want to do the same thing in your community. You want to wait do the same thing in your neighborhood or in your school district. Let's make it happen.
Sounds good. Coach, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Make sure you hug your mom for me when you see her, because she is the bomb.
I appreciate it.
I can't wait to have her on and hear her full story. Had a couple people say, she said, great show, much success to you, Coach Montgomery. She's saying the vote because I got everybody voting for me for that $25,000. Today's the last day for double points.
Oh, yeah. I think I've seen that.
Right. And so it's just one of those entrepreneurship contests. And one of the things that I talked about was wanting the funding to be able to, again, put on more shows, to be able to create more leagues and that type of stuff, and put in the infrastructure for the leagues. We are starting a league here in Lexington in June. And so I can't wait to make that happen. Mr. Brown said, who did you pick? Did you pick your?
Yeah. So, Mr. Brown, this is something that most people don't know. I don't like sports. Yeah, serious. Like people really don't understand
the sports business. How's that?
Yeah.
How do you make that work, Ryan?
People don't. So truth be told, man, I come from Canton, Ohio. So if you know anything about Canton, Ohio, yes, Football Hall of Fame. My high school is Camp McKinley. Yes, we are one of the best high schools in the country. I played ball, won state titles, and all that good stuff. But what people don't understand in regard to me and most young people in the United States of America is it's an avenue. It's part of that. It's part of getting out of your situation. You know what I'm saying? So I never loved football. I never liked football. That's why I said you gotta like it, you know what I'm saying, in order to love it. I didn't. I used football like most people get used by football. I used football to give me a free education at Kentucky State University. I used football to help me become a decent citizen for the United States of America. I used football to help me become educated. And I used football to help me give forward to the youth today. And so as far as the Super Bowl goes and everything like that, nope. I did watch a halftime show. I laughed and everything like that because I knew it was going to happen. But I watched the game. You know what I mean? I watched the game. And so, but I'm not one of those guys that'll sit there and watch sports all day, every day, unless I know somebody on the team. I don't even go to games unless I know somebody or me and Kim might go to the UK game. But like, truth be told, don't ask me no questions about playing football or nothing like that. I'm not contributing to no flag football. Me playing on the team, no.
That's hilarious. Tight end.
I'm gonna be with my sweats on and some slides on, but I'm not participating at all. I get my money, but I ain't. And it's not being funny, but like for real. I just I used it like it was supposed to be used.
That's good stuff. Well, my auntie was on, my girl Stacy, Mr. Brown. Thank y'all. I wanted to make sure you. I didn't know if you saw the message from your boy tight end 122000. He gave you a shout out on here.
Appreciate that, big dog. I gotta find out where it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Maybe one of my teammates. I don't know. They all weird names. Maybe one of my teammates, but appreciate it.
Yeah. So, do you respect Ohio native LBJ?
So do I respect my man Bryant? So I do. And what's funny is I have a history with LeBron. Well, we all, me, my brother, my uncle have a history with LeBron. So Savannah, his wife, went to high school with my brother. So actually, I've known LeBron since he was in the 7th grade, 8th grade, something like that. And the funny story is, and I'll say this, it's funny. The reason why LeBron and Savannah got together, and it's the truth, and they can hide this all they want to, but we know the reason why Savannah and LeBron got together is because Savannah felt sorry for him as far as prom. So she actually like told her prom date, which was one of our homeboys from McKinley, they from Akron, one of our homeboys from McKinley, that she was going to take him instead. And like, nobody thought anything of it, like, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Corey gonna be good. Well, yeah. And as far as they used to play, I can't remember what the tournament. If Randy was on here, my uncle, he would tell you the basketball tournament, but there was a basketball tournament in Akron that used to be, people called it, it wasn't the Gut Smacker, that was in Columbus. It doesn't matter. But like, playing this basketball tournament in Akron and get embarrassed. Like, embarrassed. But obviously, you know what I'm saying, he played with the older guys. Like, because, you know what I'm saying, so when I think he was in the 9th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, he was playing with guys that were in college. You know what I'm saying? My uncle was a freshman in college, and they put together a team, and yeah, he got bullied and everything like that. So I've known him for a while. Do I respect him? Yes, I do. Because he does what a lot of people talk about doing. The initiatives he has at home, as far as Akron, to help the Akron public schools, young people be able to go to Akron University or University of Akron for free is nuts. It's unheard of. Forget his school. People don't understand that his school is the bottom feeder. And for real, he has an initiative with Akron Public Schools that if a young person, the same initiative that he has with the I Promise thing, but he has an initiative with Akron Public Schools to where if a young person graduates with a certain amount of something, then they go to Akron U for free. And he actually, there's a school called Central Howard that used to be right next to Akron that shut down. He rebuilt it and turned it into some Akron U technology. I don't know what it is, but you talking about somebody that for real boots on the ground, not doesn't care about the fame, doesn't forget where they come from, anything like that. Like, man, yes, you know what I'm saying. It's much respect because he still does all his, bike helmet initiatives and all that weird stuff he did for when he's playing for the Cavs.
He still does all that.
Still does it. It doesn't get the fame.
Yeah.
And he never did it for the fame. And so yeah, you know what I'm saying, between him and Drew and the rest of those guys, man, we always show love and we appreciation because they give forward for real.
Okay, good stuff. I'm not gonna keep you long. I had you on here long enough. Mr. Brown said great stuff. My aunt said she loves how you talked about even a player was good, but didn't want to go to college, even though the parents wanted him to go. That was good stuff. Again, that's the stuff parents need to know. Like, yeah. I don't know. I think that was my question with Ty all the time too, was like, Ty, we love you regardless of what you do on the field. I hope you don't think that our love is conditional on how you play
Yeah.
and you playing it and knowing that we love the game the way we do. But he'll tell you that he felt like he didn't have a choice.
Yeah, I mean, like
He still loved the game at the same time.
yeah. You gotta like you just gotta get a good person and just understand that, man. Listen, you know what I'm saying. If you want to do this, cool. If you don't want to do it, we gotta find something. You know what I'm saying. We gotta find something that you like, and so you know what I mean. I if my daughter doesn't want to go to, if she wake up tomorrow and she don't go to college, I'm like, all right, what you want to do? Well, I want to work at Pizza Hut. Okay, cool.
Okay.
I don't care, man. As long as you're not at home doing anything and disrespecting yourself or your mom or anybody else, let's get it. We got to do a better job of praising our kids for doing the stuff that they want to do.
They want to do
Good, obviously, but like because they don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't know. They need encouragement just like we did, and we forget that we were once 16, 17, 18 years old.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm 4 and I still am trying to figure out what I want to do when I grow up.
come on now. So.
All right, Coach, I'm gonna end this live stream. Don't log off. Everybody, thank y'all. I appreciate you. If you go to my page, you'll see the information about the camp. I know I've posted it. It's in my stories right now. But I'll be posting it on a regular basis up until the event. And he's Mr. Brown is the bomb. Got the buzz on LeBron from Ryan. I know, right?
It's all facts too, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like I listen.
Only on Hits and Heels, right, Mr. Brown? You're not gonna hear that on no other podcast.
Listen, you understand? Like you can fact check all you want to. I'll give you the phone number to find out everything. You know what I'm saying? So hey, my man, $100,000. Like he's really legit. Like for real, for my little brother's guy. You know what I'm saying? Between my little brother and B Will and some other people like that, they all from, you know what I'm saying, did the actor thing or whatever. Like, but nah, huge shouts out to Brian, like I said, to Drew, the whole entire, all of them dudes, all of them, because it is wild to see them, you know what I'm saying, continue to give forward and, you know, and still have love, unlike most people.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm gonna end the stream. Don't log off. And everybody, thank y'all. I appreciate you. Make sure you go and share and subscribe to the YouTube channel for me. Thank y'all. And we'll see y'all next week.